Hey guys, it's Eric from Thai Crew here again, and today we're gonna talk about hiring people in Thailand. You decide to start a business in Thailand, you gotta hire staff, whether it's for sales, working in the office, doing physical, manual labor, whatever the case may be. This video is for you. One of the things that you do have to realize is that staffing anywhere in the world is always the biggest problem. There's no getting around it. You are going to have to go through different people, find the right people. You're going to hire the wrong people, but eventually you will find some good people, even in Thailand, especially in Thailand. I've been very fortunate to find some great people that work in the businesses here, but I've been through a lot of people as well, but you always get to a point where you kind of settle, you kind of figure out the system and so on. One of the things that get people hung up a lot is that, there's this feeling that Thai people are, they're not reliable, they're not. All of that is bullshit. Thai people work just as hard as other people. Yes, it's more relaxed here, and that's due to certain factors which I'm going to get into on the video. And once you understand them, then it's all good. So what are the main differences between hiring people in your country and in Thailand? There's something that a lot of people don't talk about, but the major difference which accounts for like 70% of all the problems that you might have, or not necessarily problems, but if you can get around this, then it's good. It's family. I can't overstate that enough. Just family. The culture here is that people have to take care of their families. People live with their families. Generally, people don't get kicked out when they're 18 and then they have to be on their own or whatever. That really doesn't happen here that much. So family is super important. I was speaking to a friend of mine in Vietnam and they said, I got fired from my job recently. So I said, I had a little concern. What are you going to do? I don't know. He said, I just stay home until I find another job. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then it just hit me. Oh shit, she has family that she stays with. So there isn't this pressure to go and quickly find another job, especially since she's not the breadwinner in the family. If you think about all the attitudes towards work here in Thailand, it comes from that. Okay, you're gonna give me a problem? I'll just go home and stay with my family. The people are not gonna take shit. So that's like a huge one, guys. Is you have to understand that part. Another thing about family also is that people have to take care of their families. So you want a job that is consistent, and they want a job that they can get some time, some flexibility, so that they can be with their family as well. People don't want to be working all the time because you live with your family. You have to take care of your family. You have to be around your family. Okay, you gotta go on holidays with your family. You gotta eat with your family. All these things are super important here. So it all centers around family, and you see people making decisions about employment and so on. That is like a huge thing that has to do with it. The second thing, the differences between Thailand and other countries, I would say between Asia in general, Southeast Asia and other countries, is the language. Language is a big deal. A lot of Thai people speak English very well, but they are a little bit scared if it is not perfect. So you're talking to somebody and their English is really, really, really good. And they're kind of shy about it because it's not good enough. And that can cause somebody not to take a job, okay, just because they think that their English is not perfect. When it's actually good, when you can understand everything that they're saying, when they can understand everything that you're saying, but there isn't a lot of confidence, that's the right word to use. There isn't a lot of confidence about the language. So you have to keep that in mind as well. And you have to reassure people and say, oh my God, your English is so good, because it is, and everybody will be okay. And that would be a reason for something going wrong or something like that. But those are the main differences, I would say. So those are the main differences that you have to look into. I'm going to repeat it one more time. The family thing, what I said before, rewind the video back where I started talking about that and listen very carefully to what I said there, because that is what the main difference is. So let's get to the next point. What do people want? What do employees want when they're looking for a job? What do people want? This is going to be interesting. Status. Want to work for a company, a business that is going places, that they can be proud to say to their friends, I work there. I've seen this again all the time. We have simple businesses here and we're paying more than that other business down the street that has a high status. Everybody's going over there. Everybody's not coming to us. even though we pay more. Sometimes the money doesn't have a lot to do with it, but the status of where they're working is pretty important. So people want that. So you gotta promote your business. Your office has to be nice. All of these kind of things. You'll get better staff. The next one is flexibility. People want flexibility. Thai people want flexibility in terms of, one of the first questions they ask when you in an interview, people ask, so do you have any questions? They're going to ask you, like which days of work, which holidays they can get, all of that kind of stuff. It's not because people don't want to work, because, Thailand is a big place geographically, and you want to go up country to see your family on the weekend sometimes, and that just takes a whole day of travel and all of that kind of stuff. So you got to keep that in mind. Actually, another thing is people want a lot of remote work. They want to work from home. It is not always possible in a lot of kind of businesses. So you just have to say, hey, we don't have remote work, or we do have remote work, but people want remote work. And I've been working remotely since 2009. This is a long time. And I don't like to give my team remote work, even though our entire team is remote at this point in time, because not everybody can handle remote work. Not everybody can have the discipline to work remotely. Thankfully, our team that we have now, they just do the work, and that's really a treasure to have them. Next one is holidays. Thailand has a lot of holidays, as I said, and people want the holidays. People want to be able to take their holidays and be with their families and all of that. Monday to Friday is a big deal. Normally, in most service businesses, people work Monday through Saturdays, and service and retail, Monday through Saturdays, there is one day off, and in Thailand, you call that which day is the holiday. So you get kind of confused a little bit. But holiday just means which day of the week is off, whether it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So people want some flexibility. People are less willing to work 6 days a week now. Most people want to work 5 days a week. It is what it is, and Thailand is kind of headed into that direction. In general, in Asia, everything is open all the time, every day. There isn't like this Sunday weekend kind of vibe so much. It's like everything is open all the time. You order something, delivery people are showing up at your home on Sundays, so it's not like you're back home at all in that regard. They're really, weekends are kind of a little soft thing here. But people look at the rest of the world and they want weekends. So there's every year. I've been here for 5 years now, and now it's like in my 5th year, I've seen it more and more and more. And the change is happening very quickly. And the salary, decent salary, people want a good salary. Some people are a little bit over the top. Some people start at super low salaries. And again, with the salaries, is because why salaries are fairly low here is because people, again, live with their families for the most part. So everybody pools together and pays for the salary. So there isn't this huge thing for salaries because of rents and all of that stuff. So people expect a little bit lower salaries. But, do pay your staff well. It's just the moral point of it is a pretty important thing. All right, so let's talk about salaries now. What can you expect? So let's start with like retail and service businesses. It's going to start at about maybe 16,000 baht per month and up for retail type positions. Somebody just working the register in a store, serving in a restaurant, that sort of thing. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're starting at. Also, somebody that's just out of college and starting in office in some kind of admin position, that's the kind of salary that you're starting at realistically. Somebody who has a year or so of experience, you're going to have to start at about 20,000 baht and up, regardless of whatever that is. That's what they're looking for. A slightly older person, they might have some more responsibilities now. That's where you're going to start, 25,000. Somebody who's a pretty good person in the office, a more experienced person, you're going to start at 30,000 baht per month and up. And a senior person, you're looking at 50, 60,000 baht, maybe 100,000 baht and up. That's what you're looking at. So senior person in the office, about 50, 60,000 baht. That's what you're looking at. And that person is an operator. That's just gonna really operate. Of course, you're gonna find some people that are not operators that are gonna expect that salary. Of course, people are gonna look for some exorbitant salaries, but those are the kind of ranges that you are, for the typical office staff. And you can go online and look it up and look on sites such as Glassdoor and sites like that to kind of get the range, and you'll see that's more or less about the range that I'm talking about here. So what should you be looking for when you're hiring people? So you're a foreigner, you've started a business in Thailand, and you're serving maybe foreigners and Thai people as well in your business. So of course, number one thing is language. when you're hiring somebody, even if just to speak to you alone, you're going to need to hire somebody who speaks also your language, whether it's English, Chinese, Japanese, whatever the case may be. German, Italian, we come across a lot of people, Europeans come to Thailand and Asians come to Thailand and start companies. You're going to have to find people that speak those languages. So therefore, you find a lot of people in school are learning different languages. Of course, everybody tries to learn some English as well. I think in another 5 years, most people in Thailand will speak English because it's just so pervasive that in every school right now, there are some English classes that you have to take. So the whole English situation in Thailand is getting better and better every year that goes on by. So language is pretty important. If you're a foreigner doing business in Thailand, you need somebody that's bilingual. Even in Thai-only companies, they're still looking for bilingual people because they do have customers sometimes that are foreign. But like small local Thai companies, everybody in there will speak Thai only pretty much, except maybe one or two people might know a little bit English. So that is something to think about. And you'll see that when you go for just services and so on around Thailand and you go into a small company, maybe nobody there speaks English, or maybe they have to call somebody. Hey, Ploy, where's Ploy? Ploy is the one that knows how to speak English. Where's Ploy? Oh, Ploy's out to lunch. Can you wait, please? Ploy will be back in 1 hour. Okay. And that's who's going to speak English for you. It happens. But for your company, you got to find somebody who is bilingual. And that makes the situation a little bit harder. That cuts the amount of people that you can hire, the really great people that you can hire, down very, very, very small. And it makes hiring a lot harder. Because as we said before, sometimes people are not that confident in their English speaking ability, even though they can speak English quite well. So when you're hiring, you gotta say, you gotta speak, read, and write English. You would say something like, speaking English is not that important, but you gotta read and write English very well. To spell that out as well. And what you can do also is advertise in Thai language as well. That helps a lot. Although sometimes that can backfire because people don't read just like everywhere else in the world. So let's see hiring now in Thai and just answer the ad, and then you realize, oh my God, they can't speak the language that you want them to speak. So I would say that if you're hiring, place your ad in English with some Thai inside of it, especially if you want the other languages and so on. The next thing is you want to find people that live in your neck of the woods. So for example, if your business is in Ekamai, this is on Sukhumvit Road here, then you want somebody that they can reach to the office if you have an office pretty quickly, like within half an hour or something like that. You don't want people commuting for a long time. For example, if your office is in Bangkok and somebody says, oh, I live in Nonthaburi and they want to have a job in Bangkok, I would say no, don't hire that person because it looks good and you might be offering a good salary. But just the headache of the commute every day from Nonthaburi to Bangkok, especially if it's further south in Bangkok, is just a problem, and they're going to give up on that job pretty quickly. Location of where the person, always ask the person where they live and see how far it is away from you. See how hard it is to get to where you are, if that's the case. Even if you're hiring remotely, you want somebody to be living in your city because it makes sense to meet with your staff from time to time. So that's something to keep in mind also. The third thing is the ability to be consistent. I won't get too much into just like normal hiring strategy because that's kind of universal, but I'll just mention that is pretty important. It's important for you to understand when are Thai holidays. Just it's on Wikipedia. There's a very good Wikipedia page on which holidays are in Thai, and as a private business, how many of these days you're entitled to have. So, print that out, put it up on the wall, and then decide with your team what holidays you guys are going to take, because you don't have to take all of the holidays. There are some that are mandatory and most are not. But as a private business, you have to give a minimum number of days of holidays out of that list every year. You do that and then discuss with your staff, okay, we're going to be giving holidays this day, that day, that day. And you will go around a little bit and, everybody will argue, I like this holiday, I like. But you'll pick something and then stick to it, and it makes it easier. Person should be easy to learn. They should, make it a pride that they can teach themselves things easily. One of the keys with Thailand, which makes things a little bit different here, is because of the language, and this is a positive thing, but it infuriated me for a while, is that people will just get things done without explaining it to you. With my engineering background, I want to know how the sausage is made all the time, but it's like I just kind of train myself to not worry, and because the person is just going to get it done and you have to kind of let go and just let them do their thing. That's the way that you're going to find that you're going to get things done, when you get to trust people and see them doing and not you don't want to micromanage type people. That's not good. All right. Try and not do it. Just teach them what you want them to do with your standard operating procedures, how you want those to be done, and then let them go and let them do it. Every now and again you can tweak it a little bit because you're looking at the results, but don't micromanage type people. Don't shout at type people. You can get angry, but don't make it like, your whole life, so to speak. So those are things to consider. So that's what you should look for. And what about where to find staff? Because a lot of people have that problem. Oh, where do I find staff? What do I do? Oh man, you gotta always be looking. If you have like a high turnover, for example, our cleaning business, being a cleaner is not, people don't aspire to be a cleaner for the whole life. It's usually like a temporary thing. So you always have to be recruiting new people. Office staff is not so bad, but people will change jobs like every couple of years or something like that anyway these days. So again, you always have to be looking out for people. So how do you find people? Especially when you need somebody right away. Here at Thai Crew, we always tell people to make a lot of Thai friends. This is really important. For the love of God, don't make a lot of foreign friends. That's should be like 10% or less of your friends in total. Make Thai friends or even acquaintances. So the reason why I say that is because you want to ask your Thai friends, hey, do you know anybody who wants a job in this and that? And chances are we found so many people that way. Chances are, yes, they're gonna know somebody's daughter, somebody's son, their friend, whatever. They'll ask around, and if they like you, they'll kind of push the person to work with you as well. So that's a good thing. Okay, ask around. That's the number one way. Number two way is use Facebook and Instagram advertising now, okay, not just posting. If you're posting anything on your Facebook page and hope people are going to get it, unless your page has like tens of thousands of followers or something like that, forget it. It's not going to work. So Facebook and Instagram advertising works pretty well. I mean, you have to tweak the ad. We find that video ads work best. Like it's you in the ad or one of your staff who can speak Thai, and you ask them to just read, to tell, hey, this is what we do. This is the benefits of working here. This is a good status job where you're going to get good pay and you're going to be working with friendly, funny, and happy people. That sort of thing. That works very, very well. The next way is using Facebook groups. Now, there are lots of groups in Thailand that has to do with like hiring people who are looking for jobs and people posting jobs. Ton of groups in Thailand. Go on Facebook, find the groups that align mostly with what you are doing. There's groups for office jobs, there's groups for household jobs, and so on. So you can use the Facebook groups, post your ads, and you'll get some action out of that one. We've hired people out of that all the time as well. And finally, for LinkedIn, if you want a more professional type people, just like in your country, you'd post on LinkedIn. So set up a page for your business on LinkedIn as well. It's always a good thing to do. And you can post then LinkedIn ads, and you'll get quite a lot of action as well. That's a good way to find people in Thailand. So there you have it, guys. It's not overly complicated to hire people in Thailand. Just remember that family is number one here. People want a job with status. People want a decent salary, a comfortable place to work, and a place where people are not shouting at them all day long. That's it. It's pretty simple. And Thai people also will be very loyal. So that's something that you can look out for. But also they will have their interests at heart as well. So keep that in mind. It's not all about you. And you shouldn't have any problems. Now, if you want us to help you to find Thai staff, we can do that for you as well. You've set up your business here, or we have helped you to set up your business here, and you need to find a staff, you need to find an office, that sort of thing. That's what we're here for. And don't forget, if you want to start a business in Thailand, we'll register a company, get you your visa if you want to live here while you have your business. Of course, you can operate your business remotely from another country within Thailand itself as well. So you can do that also. Click on the link in the description and let's talk about it.